What's up, everyone? Another episode of Shoe Booty Sports coming at you Tuesday night. This is your host, Graham Powell, on this screen. On the other screen is listed as Bradley, but that's Bradley Brown over there on the other. Say what's up, Bradley.
What's going on?
We got a few things going on here and there. First, let's give a quick shout out to our sponsor. Shoe Booty Sports is presented by Rhino Races. Rhino Races is a virtual race series that offers 5 different races: a 5K, a 10K, a half marathon, a marathon, and the Rhino Ultra. You can sign up for one or all 5 of their races at races.com. Run your race at your convenience. Track it with your fitness app of choice. Screenshot your results as proof of completion. Well, once your results are verified by Rhino Races staff, your award will be shipped to you by mail. Also, check out their gear section for t-shirts, wristbands, decals, and more. That's rhinoraces.com. Rhino Races is the premier virtual running series, and you can find us, Shoe Booty Sports, on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Subscribe to the YouTube channel and follow us on X at Shoe Booty Sports. Okay, we have the Olympics coming up. We got nearing the All-Star break for Major League Baseball. That'll all that stuff will be happening this time next week. We'll give a little bit of a preview on that, just kind of the first half of the Major League Baseball season. But with the Olympics coming up, Team USA men's basketball has gotten together, and there have been a few comments being made. Ant-Man saying, he's the guy essentially, which I like the confidence. You got to have that to be on that roster. But we will talk about that team. Uh, there have been talks. Is this the most talented roster in USA basketball history? We're going to compare them to what is the the greatest roster in USA men's basketball history, and that's the '92 Dream Team. It was a dream team. Bird, Magic, Larry, guys we never thought we'd see on the same team, were on the same team. And we will compare the rosters from top to bottom. Do it. Of course, we're both '80s kids, so we're going to probably naturally lean to the dream team anyway. But let's look at this objectively. Just looking at the two rosters. One, you're going dream team, right? If these two play each other in their prime.
Of course. Of course.
Yeah, the
Uh,
92 dream team, the best basketball team that's ever been assembled. But let's compare the rosters. First of all, let's just go down the roster for the '92 Dream Team. Charles Barkley, who had the best Olympics of anybody on that team. Now he might have played the most. I don't know if he played the most minutes, but he showed out. You go back and you watch any footage of that '92 Dream Team. Charles Barkley had the best Olympics on that team. But you got Barkley, Larry Bird, and an out of his prime Larry Bird, but still very effective on a team full of superstars. And international play wasn't then what it is now. In fact, that '92 Dream Team really kind of made, not kind of, it made basketball a global brand. It got eyes from all over the world tuning into basketball. You could say that kind of kick-started the world, just the effect of what basketball had on the world. But either way, Charles Barkley, Larry Bird, Clyde Drexler, Patrick Ewing, Magic Johnson, of course, Michael Jordan, the GOAT, Christian Laettner, who was the reigning collegiate player of the year. Yeah, in hindsight, you could say, what was he doing on that roster? But he deserved, based on his resume, he had an argument to be on that roster.
yeah.
Reigning collegiate player of the year, two-time national champion, made sense at the time. Karl Malone, Chris Mullin, Scottie Pippen, David Robinson, John Stockton. Everyone on that roster except Laettner is a Hall of Famer. Is a basketball Hall of Famer. And really, Laettner and this is why I say this, because there is no pro basketball Hall of Fame. It's just the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame. That includes college, pro, all that. Christian Laettner is at least is on anyone's list a top 10 college basketball player of all time. I get if we're just doing pro, like based on pro careers, why they're going in the Hall of Fame, but I mean, come on, like college football has a Hall of Fame. Like Darren McFadden, all time great college football player. Wasn't good as a pro, but still, right? I mean, he's a college football Hall of Famer. And I don't know. You can make the case that Leitner's collegiate career, gives him an argument to be in there. But that's neither here or there. That's not what we're doing. But that's your roster. That's 3, 6, 9, 12. Okay, 12 on the roster, and you got 12 on the current USA basketball roster. Okay, so 92 Dream Team, all Hall of Famers except Leitner. Let's go to the 2024 men's national team. Got Bam Adebayo, Devin Booker, Steph Curry, Anthony Davis, Kevin Durant, Anthony Edwards, Joel Embiid, who wasn't even born in the States, but I mean, I guess he's been here long enough for U.S. citizenship, but we'll talk about that later.
Yeah. I was wondering about that. Yeah.
Yeah. Tyrese Halliburton, Drew Holiday, LeBron James, Kawhi Leonard, Jason Tatum. Let's just go down that list there. How many of these guys are for sure Hall of Famers? I would say Booker will be. Steph Curry,
Yeah. Of course.
AD, Anthony
Yeah.
Edwards, barring like a catastrophic injury or something. Embiid. Tyrese Halliburton's really good, but it's just too early to tell. Drew Holiday, really good. I don't know if I don't know. Is Tony Kukoc a Hall of Famer? I can't even remember. But I'd almost consider Drew Holiday like that caliber, just a winner, a really good guy you want on your team, like a really good player. LeBron James, yes. Kawhi Leonard, yes. Jason Tatum, yes. So that's 9 that I know will be Hall of Famers one day. And the only one that I look at and say I don't know would be Bam Adebayo. But then again, I mean his numbers we'll probably end up getting him there one day. It's just we're in the present. It's too early to tell on a few of those guys. But 9 of them are for sure. So that's a really good roster. Maybe it's closer than people think, especially with Curry. Looking at the backcourt, that would be maybe the one thing I'd give, like collectively, like this current unit, an edge over the Dream Team would be just guard play. I'll take Devin Booker, Steph Curry. I'll take those 2 over John Stockton. I mean, there are certain arguments to be made there. Yeah, I'll take Steph Curry over any point guard that the 92 Dream Team had. Yeah, give me Steph. Absolutely. Yeah, I'll take LeBron over Bird. You know what I mean? Like but I mean it's Larry Bird. We could really dissect this, and maybe it's a little bit closer than people think, but no, I think it's.
I don't think it is.
Yeah, and by closer than what people think, I'm not saying it's that tight. Maybe it's I don't know. I mean, because there's no way to ever know, right? But it could be anywhere between 7 and 12 points, I would think, difference between the 2 teams. You think it's a blowout?
No, I don't think it's a blowout, but yeah, I'm saying 10 points.
Yeah, I'll take the. I'm going 92 Dream Team no matter what. It's the best team ever assembled. I don't. It's Michael Jordan said it. It's something that's had never happened and will never be duplicated, and he's right. It's more interesting now because the world has caught up. You
Oh
know,
yeah,
it's not like it was in 92 when it was nothing when it was just collegiate guys. It was collegiate guys and former collegiate players. Pro players weren't allowed to play on the men's national team until 92. And then when that became a thing, yeah, they got all the big fish, including Jordan. And Jordan was basically like, he didn't want to do it, but if Magic and Larry were in, he wasn't going to say no. With those two coming in, there was no way he could say no to that. And so he got on board, and it's the documentary of the Dream Team is one of the best documentaries I've seen, not just in sports, just in general. And just them talking about their practices is some of the most it's the most competitive practices you'll ever see. I don't think we're getting that with the 2024 men's USA national team. But I do think it's very cool. Like I'm not here to dog on the current men's national team. We're just making comparisons. Of course, we're Team USA. We're all for Team USA. Uh, I do think it's cool that after the USA team got their butts handed to them in the 2022 FIBA World Championships in the semifinal, like didn't even make a medal game. That essentially LeBron, KD, Steph, and crew basically all got on the phone and said, "Hey, let's do this. let's do this one more time." I, I put Steph in there. This is Steph's first time to ever be on Team USA, which still surprised. Like I would always say, why isn't Steph playing? But I think it's cool that he is doing it now, and that everybody's kind of having one last go at it. LeBron, KD. This is obviously LeBron's last time doing this. I don't think he's been on the last two Olympic teams. I know he wasn't on 16, yeah, and so he wasn't on 21. So yeah, LeBron hasn't competed in the Olympics since 2012. So it's been a minute. But he had a good run then. He was an NBA champion that summer, and then went on to win a gold medal in the Olympics. But yeah, I think it's cool that those guys are having one last go at it, and some young guys like Anthony Edwards and company are going to be there, be in the mix as well. Uh, Tyrese Halliburton. It's gonna be fun to watch. Um, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Okay, I guess we can go ahead and just make a prediction. Team USA or the field?
Team USA, surely.
Who I'm with you on that. I think it's this squad will be a heavy favorite. They won it in 21 with a team that wasn't half as good as this one. As I've said on this show many times, I watched nearly every game of those Olympics that USA basketball had, and Kevin Durant won the gold medal for Team USA. I think the only team that could give them fits is France, or yeah, team, country, whatever. I think France is the only one that could give them problems. They were very competitive in the gold medal game in 2021. France was very competitive. Played has have some good players, but played as just a one cohesive unit. And France had the top two picks in the NBA draft, this past season. And then number one overall pick, this past the draft before last with, of course, Victor Wembanyama, and he'll be on that squad. So it's going to be interesting. That's going to be must see TV. Team USA in France. That'll be the one that I look forward to the most. All right, so let's go back to Embiid. I saw it today where he was from. I want to look it up again because I first thought, well, how is that even possible? And it's not a lot. No, I don't want to look at a ad. All right, well, give us some content, Brad, while I'm looking this up since you're not doing it.
Oh, I'm doing it. What? It says his place of birth is Yaoundé, wherever that
Cameroonian.
is. Yeah. Do they even have an Olympic team?
Well, probably not. So maybe that's why. But I mean, he's been in the states long enough that he can, he's got dual citizenship at this point, so it makes sense. But I just like the the narrative that's some are put in. I'm sure it's jokingly, but just saying it as Embiid ring chasing by playing with Team USA. Yeah, no, he's just medal chasing, not ring chasing,
Yeah.
just medal chasing. I don't blame him.
Yeah, I do the same thing. So,
Yeah, it's a going back to the dream team and current Team USA comparison. Is there anything that you would give this current team an edge at, as like saying like backcourt, like collectively? See, that's the thing. The '92 Dream Team still had MJ. Like you still had the best player, the GOAT in the backcourt. So it's still hard to say I would take that the current team's backcourt, but collectively I would. But that would be it, right?
yeah, that's the only thing I can even think of, man. Like nothing really jumps out at me thinking on who I'd rather have from 2024 over 1992.
Yeah, and the forward play on the '92, like the '92 Dream Team is just so much like bigger, and the only way that the current men's national team would really have a chance would be to outshoot them. Now you wouldn't be
Yeah.
able to stop like you those guys still wouldn't be able to guard KD. They wouldn't be able to guard Steph. But you also like Bam and AD with Patrick Ewing, David Robinson, Charles Barkley, Karl Malone. Those guys would be so roughed up it wouldn't even be funny. The rebounding would be 2-to-1 ratio at least. But yeah, just interesting to think about. Okay, anything else we want to talk about? Team USA before moving on to LeBron's offspring.
Oh, we're gonna talk about him, huh?
Well, why not? Everybody else is.
Yeah.
But it's of course he was taken second round. We touched up on all that, but it was we didn't talk about the contract. He got a 4-year deal, uh, multi millions guaranteed. Not a huge deal or anything like that, but a 4-year deal and a couple mil plus mil guaranteed. Oh, you got a new dog, by the way. Forgot about that. Who Boss is the name, right?
Boss. Yeah. Good old boss. And
Well,
he's a hoss.
that's a massive head. If the screen, goodness,
Yeah. He's,
that's as big
he's a
as.
handful. He dips his whole face in the water to drink, so it's constant cleanup, it seems like.
Well, he kind of has to. I mean, his face is mushed into his face.
Like he puts it down past his nose. Like now he's trying to get on the table.
Well, yeah, his nose is inside of his face. I mean, what do you want him to do? Like the nose of like a skull, like a skeleton. Like, yeah, that's kind of what a bulldog's nose is. It's just kind of
Yeah.
pressed in there. but cool looking dog. I forgot you had gotten a dog until he just made an appearance
Yeah.
on the show. So
Wasn't planned, but
I mean,
I
is it
got him.
ever? I
Yeah,
didn't
it's
plan to
true.
get my 14-year-old, who is officially 14 years old, by the way, now. Dexter, there's no more guessing. He is officially 14 years old. I got a cat hanging out outside. Almost let her sleep inside last night. That's how comfy she looked. And she lets me rub her belly. And it's like the greatest thing ever because it's like the most trusting thing a cat can do, apparently.
Whose cat is it?
Well, it's my cat now. It was a stray. Her name is Ichabod. Her name is Ichabod because I thought Ichabod was a guy, but it turned out Ichabod is a girl and is fixed, and I didn't know that until recently. But yes, I have a cat, but she does hang out outside like when I go to bed for sure because yeah, it's a lot, and cats like to scratch things, and I
Yeah.
got her to scratch her bed and stuff, and that certainly helps. But yeah, I'm too particular for that. I'm already nervous about the winter months though because it's like I know I'm gonna cave and find a way to keep her in when it's like extreme cold. So I got to figure that one out. Good thing about that is it's not even mid July. So we've got lots of time to figure that one out, being in Arkansas.
Yeah.
Going back to Bronny, I heard my guy Jason Whitlock say that LeBron has turned his son into a make one of those make a wish kids. Basically, it's being on an NBA team, and it's hard to say that that's not spot on, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, what he scored 4 points in his summer league debut.
He did exactly what we thought he would do. Like anyone with
Yeah.
any sense thought he would do.
But but the money is like above and beyond what the 55th pick of last year's draft class got.
Is that why LeBron like opted out and rearranged his deal and got slightly less of a max deal, or it might have still been a max deal?
Possibly. I mean, he's just why don't you just keep giving Bronny an allowance then? I mean, kept the money.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel bad for this kid at the same time. I don't feel too bad for him. He's gonna get
No.
unfairly criticized. Everything he does is gonna be dissected, and he's not an NBA player, so it's gonna be bad. And
He's
he
gonna
just
have yeah, he's gonna have money either way. He can be the biggest he can be the worst player in NBA history and he's still gonna be rich for the rest of his life. So
yeah.
you can't feel any kind of sympathy for him. I don't.
No, I don't feel like that's why I said I don't feel too bad for him. But he's gonna be people aren't meant to hear and read the things that people are going to say about him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's gonna be rough.
Like no one's gonna say it to his face. I mean, some idiot might, but there's gonna be a lot of talk and like online, on TV, just how he's not an NBA player because he's talent wise, he's not. Technically, he is. He's an NBA player, but talent wise, he's not. And this is going to be bad. Now, it may not be at all because he's probably not going to see the floor, and we're not ever going to have to hear about it once the season starts. There's a chance this may die down, and we'll never really hear about it again. That's not true. It'll come up as soon as he gets garbage time. That's going to get dissected. People are going to tune in for that. But it's weird. It's a weird situation. Now, really, we all thought like, now I never saw the kid play or anything like that, but based on what you heard of him coming out of high school, the kid will probably be like first round NBA talent.
Yeah.
And after a freshman, well, one, he had the health issue, but once he got healthy and got on the floor, because that kid's going to have the best. He had the best doctors in the world working on him. We saw, okay, he's just not that good, and now he's going pro after a year. this is this is wild. Yeah, he's literally in the NBA because of who his dad is, and his dad's not even like front office. He's just he's a well, he's a player, but he's essentially player front office at this point. He's past the coach.
Well, he's been the face of the NBA for what, 20 years
Yeah.
minimum. So
He had his rookie season our freshman year of college.
yeah.
That was a long time ago. So it's a weird situation. I don't know. I hate what's going to happen to this kid. You know what I mean? Because he seems like a good kid, and I mean, dad. You know, you can like he's only polarizing LeBron because you're being compared to MJ, and because he's outspoken on like political things, which is a stupid reason to hate somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like it's dad never got into trouble, never beat up his wife, never did anything stupid. The guy's been the face of the league for 20 plus years and has never once gotten in trouble. So sure, he's been a great dad, you know, in that and role model in that sense. And so I can only assume Bronny's a great kid, but I hate what he's about to go through. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe it's not going to be that bad, but I don't know. Maybe that's wishful thinking too. I don't know. Is it weird that I feel bad for the kid already?
No, no. I think everybody's in the same boat there, but they just don't feel that bad. So they know it's
He's
going to
pro-
be bad, but
he's
yeah,
probably smart enough to know log off. Just log off of
yeah.
social media and don't pay
Delete
attention.
those accounts. Yeah,
Not even delete. Like you can do enough muting to the point that you don't even have to see that stuff. I think there's certain things you can do to just make it to where it's not even like you can tweet or whatever and then just leave it alone and not have to deal with whatever morons commenting on your stuff. But because like you're not meant to be able to see and hear that stuff like that's being said about you because nobody's going to say it to your face. They feel a lot more comfortable doing it behind the keyboard.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll see. He'll probably be okay either way. Okay, let's jump to the WNBA for a little bit, and guess what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about the Rookie of the Year race because why
I was
not?
gonna say Chinity, whatever her name is, but I guess I'm wrong.
Well, I just saw that Chinity was basically saying her pick for Rookie of the Year was her teammate Angel Reese. Is there
Of
other news
course, you
I have
got to
to
back
know
your
about?
teammate.
Hmm?
Said you got to back your teammate.
Yeah, I understand that. Basically, it's a two woman race at this point.
Yeah,
It's Caitlin Clark, it's Angel Reese, and I think it's pretty close. I think it's a pretty close race. I don't know who all is voting. Uh, I mean, the media wants it to be Angel Reese, at least from what I've seen.
yeah.
Largely the ESPN media, anyway. They want it to be Angel Reese, but Angel Reese has a legitimate case.
She
I mean,
does.
she's a walking double double. She's 14 and 11, nearly 12 boards a game. She leads the entire WNBA in rebounding. Caitlin Clark got the league's first ever triple double, which kind of baffles me.
From
Uh,
a rookie. From a rookie.
okay, is that what it
First
was?
rookie to yeah, first rookie to have a triple double.
Okay, well that makes more sense because I was like, how
Makes
is
more
that possible?
sense.
I was like,
So
how is that possible? All right,
yeah.
well that's
But if
better.
say they keep it up, keep doing their same thing, neck and neck. And what is it? The Sky? Is that the Chicago Skies who they play for? Say the
Yes.
Sky. I think they're in the playoff hunt right now. They end up with 2 less wins than they did last season, and Caitlin Clark and the Fever um, end up winning 7 to 10 games more than they did last year. Wouldn't that make the case for Caitlin Clark that her team was better with her versus Reese coming on and them doing about the same as they did last season?
Yes, but let's look at the reality of it. I think 8. I don't know how many teams get in the playoffs. I looked at the standings. There's 12 teams in the league, maybe 8. Uh, and Indiana and Chicago are 7 and 8, uh, respectively. Like Indiana's 7, Chicago's 8. Like they're right by each other. And I think Indiana has one more win, but I think they have one more loss just because they played more games. So I think they're like, I mean, they're like right there essentially. But Indiana has one more win. I did look at the standings today, and because the Monica McNutt chick who was on First Take for a while until she mouthed off at Stephen A, and then I don't think she's been on there since. Maybe she has. I don't watch the show. Um, but I haven't seen clips from her on there since then. So I can only assume that she's not on the show anymore because she pissed Stephen A. Smith off.
The look on
Uh,
Stephen A's face said, "You're not going to be on my show anymore." But
Pretty much, I mean, when you're the face of ESPN, like they've made him, I mean, some power comes with that. But I heard her make an argument for Angel Reese because the Sky is a playoff team right now, and Indiana isn't. So that doesn't make sense based on the standings. It's false. Uh, but the records are close enough that just toss that out. Okay, let's look at let's just look at the stats. The well, not just the stats, but how the team's doing as well. Indiana's by far the worst franchise in the league by far. They had the number 1 pick last year and had Aaliyah Boston. Aaliyah Boston made no difference. Aaliyah Boston's a good player, somebody you want on your team. She's not great. She's not going to be a difference maker by herself. She needs help. You get Caitlin Clark and you stumble out of the gate because it's an awful team, 0-6. And since they've been, I don't want to say good, but they compared to what they were, they've been a lot better. The Chicago Sky, I think they just kind of been the same all year. Indiana's gotten better every game. You can compare the points. Caitlin Clark she has more points than Angel Reese. She's leading the team in assists. I think she averages about 7 assists per game, 1.5 steals per game. This is Caitlin Clark, that is. About 6 rebounds a game. Angel Reese a walking double double.
yeah,
And there is talk about. I want to compare the stat padding that people are saying, making an argument about Angel Reese, where she's getting a lot of her rebounds. It's one way or another. Like nobody's really looking at it objectively. Her haters are saying,
we
yeah,
joked around about it a little bit. Yeah,
yeah, just like she's just getting that many rebounds off of her own misses. And then her fans are saying, no, that has nothing to do with this. She's just a great rebounder. You know, nobody's looking at it objectively.
yeah.
Well, I looked up at the stats. I looked up the stats on it today, since we don't do research on this show, um,
Okay.
according to some. But the Angel Reese has 97 offensive rebounds this season. 97. And more than a third of her offensive rebounds are off of her own misses. So there is truth to it. And
Okay.
it's all over the highlights. It speaks for itself.
So if she was a great player, she would only have like 65 rebounds.
great offensive or score. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, great score. Should only have 65 points.
All right, let's there are 5 names listed here. Angel Reese, 90. Okay, what 97 offensive rebounds. 34 of those offensive rebounds are off of her own misses, and she's shooting 30 something percent. So, not a good shooter, but we knew that just based on the way she holds the ball. Ezzy Magbegger, I'm going to butcher that one. The other names listed in this article: 62 offensive rebounds, 13 of those off her own misses. Aaliyah Boston, 60, 17 off her own misses. Alyssa Thomas, 58 offensive boards, 15 off her own misses. And Tiara McCowan, 54 offensive rebounds, 13 off her own misses. So Angel Reese, by far and away, leading that statistic of grabbing offensive rebounds off of her own misses. More than a third of her offensive rebounds are off of her own misses. That's
And
that's the numbers.
wasn't she gifted a mysterious rebound like a couple of games ago to keep her streak alive? Like it
Maybe.
was it was it was a very iffy call on if she actually got her 10th rebound or not. Like it was some kind of deflection ball ended up going out of bounds, but I don't know. People that know more about basketball said it probably shouldn't have been awarded to Angel Reese, but that's just what I read. I didn't watch the game, so
I didn't either. So I mean, I couldn't tell you one way or another. But I mean, those are the facts there. And people want to, and Caitlin Clark's 3-point shooting percentage hasn't been great. She does have a lot of turnovers, but let's also look at this stat. How many of those turnovers are off of her teammates' inability to catch a perfect pass?
quite a few. Of course,
Yeah.
I've seen a couple of players take her cookies once or twice. Just
Yes, that too. Well, let's if you're going rookie of the year, I mean, I if I had a vote, I would go CC just
yeah,
because look at how much better she has made the worst franchise in the league.
yeah.
They're 7 out of 12 instead of easily dead last at 12. But it is close. It's close to the point that I wouldn't care really either way which one that they ended up voting in.
I mean, I would lean towards Caitlin Clark. I mean, pretty much about what you said. What all she's done. I mean, especially under the pressure. I mean, heck, the camera's always on her. Dealing with tons of extra stuff in the media doesn't even relate to basketball. So
Yeah, well, that would be she'd get my vote, but like I said, it's close enough that I wouldn't care one way or another. But I do think Caitlin Clark deserves it. But that's all we got this week, y'all. We'll have to get back at y'all next week with All-Star baseball and more. Until then, this is Grandpa.
Brother Brown.
See you next time. Deuces, y'all.
Peace.